pick off a lot of Zerglings there. He loses a lot of buildings, and I didn't catch if he lost any major tech there, but still, it's lost a lot of buildings here. And oh no, Lurker's coming in, and he's stuck. Nice storms, nice storms. That's what I'm talking about. Storms slaughtering the Zerglings as they come in. And it looks like he ran out of storms, unfortunately, but he has enough Dragoons with those Archons to deal with that enough. And now he's going to have to try and break out of that corner. Nice move by Luxury, planting those Lurkers, cornering Much's army into that little pit, into the 12 o'clock base. And there was just no way they could get out through the concentrated Lurker fire in that little choke point to get out of there. And that was very nicely done by Luxury, eliminating the army. If he had not eliminated Much's army, he would have been a huge, huge disadvantage. At this point, I think he still is at a bit of a disadvantage, but I mean, he's behind by one base, and so I mean, he's behind economically in a lot of ways, I guess I was going to say, because usually the Zerg don't have as many drones mining as well. But in any case, my point was is that now that he's managed to take out Much's army, that's kind of kept him in the game. Unfortunately, he's not. He needs to make a counterattack. If he did some swarms on that 6 o'clock base, send in some Zerglings, he could own it pretty badly. But he's not doing that at the moment, and he's letting Much kind of rebuild. He's trying to rebuild that 12 o'clock base on his own, but yeah, things not looking too good. He does have a couple Templar at that 6 o'clock base, so he could theoretically, hold it off with that as well. But anyway, Luxury has his Ultralisk Cavern up. They showed a minute ago, but oh, nice plague, nice double plagues going off on a lot of Zealots. That is going to hurt Much a lot. Those Zealots are basically now at half health, less, and so they're at 0 health or 1 health. But anyways. Another drop coming in here. I didn't even say that. I saw some Overlords moving over there, but I didn't know if that was going to be a drop or not. It's going to be a little bit easier for Much to hold off here. Critically, he's lost a gateway. He may lose a second gateway here. And now Luxury coming in for an attack on this base, on the 6 o'clock base. If Much loses that base, things will have turned against him. And he's having to bring his army back to deal with this in his main. And in the meantime, huge force. There's the swarm. Cast some storms, Much. Jesus Christ, cast some storms already. There goes the storm. On some Zerglings, and he needs to use his storms on the Zerglings because the cannons aren't going to do anything about it. But unfortunately, he also had to use his storm on only very few Zerglings there, considering the second time, that is, the second storm. And poor Defiler gets caught. Jesus, swarm over that entire group there. And oh, he may be able to pick off the Defiler. Oh, Luxury not paying attention, loses that Defiler. But in the meantime, a ton of swarm going down on that base. But it looks like there's just nothing to back it up. He does have some Ultralisks out, heading towards heading towards, looks like Much's, well, maybe they're not heading towards anything. Maybe they're just heading towards the center of the map just to try and cut off Much's forces or something like that. But Much has managed to save the 6 o'clock base, and again, that is critical. That is critical. Oh no! Forces coming in from both sides. Plague going off on a few of his forces, and this is just a splinter cell skeleton crew of Much. He does not have a lot of forces here. They're not going to be an easy time. Not going to have an easy time dealing with those Ultras. A couple nice storms on those Ultras. Apparently chased them off. Although I think he could have easily, if he wanted to, taken out Much's forces there. Things are just ridiculous here. And here's someone, I mentioned this in a previous game, and someone else put a comment about this, about the macro level. Look at this. Much has 3,600 minerals. 3,300 minerals now in the bank. He's lost a couple gateways. I don't know if he's even managed to replace them, because that's ridiculous. Okay, he does have a few gateways that is natural there, but if he put down another couple gateways, he could macro up to well, not max, but he's at 100 now. You can macro up to 150 pretty easily. And in the meantime, I mean, that's just the most horrible feeling in the world when you lose and you realize that you have 5,000 minerals in the bank, and you're like, wow, I wouldn't have lost if I'd actually used all that. Much really needs to start macroing his butt off here if he's going to win this game, because he is getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back now, losing these engagements. The Ultralisks charging into his third base here. Dark Templar is going to be able to pick at them slowly, but not quite enough. And now there's actually Overlords in the mix as well, so he's probably going to be able to take out that Dark Templar before anything happens. Reaver goes down. Reaver goes down. That was one of his last hopes, was that Reaver to hopefully micro it around. His shuttle was not nearby, though. And it looks like Much is going to lose game 3 at this rate. He is losing this base. He is losing gateways, and he has 3,500 minerals in the bank still. 69 population to 127 population for luxury, full of ultralisks, and this is just ridiculous. I don't think there's any way that much can come back from this now. He's just lost too many gateways, and it's going to take him a minute before he can get those gateways back up and running. Looks like he's loading up for a storm drop here. Okay, he's got some reavers at his base, though. At least he's protecting the base, which is kind of most important economically. And luxury completely not paying attention. He's concentrating on this attack. Gets a lot of drones stormed, but I think it's okay to trade 7 or 8 drones for the natural base of your enemy at this point. And Much just doesn't have anything to cope with this. He needs 3 or 4 reavers in his main right now, which he doesn't have. They're all at his 6 o'clock base, and so I think Luxury is probably going to be able to charge through into his main base here next. And there's not a lot that Much can do about it. He's desperately trying to set up more gateways, but it's almost a waste here at this point. If I think that Gateway is doing more good blocking that Templar in than anything else. Storm's going off again. He's been casting a lot of storms on these Ultralisks, so a lot of them are low on health, but a low on health Ultralisk with 1 hit point does the same amount of damage as an Ultralisk with full hit points. So there's just nothing to be said about that. Finally, he's got a shell out for some Reavers there. It looks like Luxury is planning on attacking the bottom right-hand corner base next, and again, I don't think Much can defend that either. He's got the Reavers en route in his shuttle there, but I don't think 2 Reavers is going to be enough to deal with all this. He would need a 4 High Templar and some Zealots and the Reavers to deal with this. And look at this. He's even going to have to pull his shuttle back because his space just gets completely raped before anything is able to. And now he's losing all of his tech as well. And look at this. He's so low on pylons. He only has a max of 57 population right now, and so this is just ridiculous. And just as an plague going off of those Reavers. Oh, you need to pick them up, get him back. Okay, good. He looks like he is going to hold this base barely for the moment, but Much is pretty much out of it. Oh, nice little plague. And at this point, Luxury can afford to just sacrifice squads of units and plagues, just all kinds of crap on this base because it's all that Much has left. So, and here comes the drop just to make things worse. And this is definitely GG. I don't blame Much for fighting to the last to try to come back in this game, considering the fact that, again, this is game 3, best of 3, and it's the last. He's gotten this far. He wants to take 3rd instead of 4th. He wants to go to Germany and represent his country, but just was not meant to be, apparently. Luxury fighting extremely well in these games, and really it would have been a shame after game 1 if Luxury had gone down after that long hard fight, a long hard win. So I gotta hand it to Luxury, even though I like Much a little bit better, and I don't think that Luxury is the best of players. Well, Much isn't the best of players either, but anyways, you gotta hand it to him is my point. He's playing extremely well in this series, and just completely out-macroing Much at every turn in both games 1 and 3. So Luxury is going to be going on, so that means that Stork and Jaedong and Luxury are going to be the ones that are representing Korea in the World Cyber Games Grand Final. So Protoss, the defending World Cyber Games champion, and defending World Cyber Games champion Stork. He won the World Cyber Games last year again, and two of the top Zergs in the game as well. Jaedong definitely the top Zerg, and Luxury probably one of the top few at this point in time are going to be going and representing Korea in the World Cyber Games. So again, great games all around. I feel bad for Much. Would have been fun to see him being able to go to Germany there, but Luxury well-deserved win there, especially since the game swung back and forth a couple times. At a couple times, Much had the advantage, and Luxury managed to snatch it back. So good game for him. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that series. Thank you very much for listening. Sorry about the delays for getting all the games out, but hope you enjoyed them nonetheless. All right, take care.